not a bad ginger, turmeric, and peanut harvest. Well, a funny thing happened to me on the way out to the garden. It's October 27th. What do you think? This watermelon maybe about ripe? Well, let's see what we get. So really all the leaves have died back, the curlicues died back. Let's go ahead and see if this thing is ripe. I've been waiting. Look at that. Bottom. It's got kind of that dull finish. What do you think? Is it ripe? Oh, I think it's close enough. Get this heart piece on this nice hot afternoon. This is wonderful. These yellow watermelons are now my favorite watermelons of all time. Even small. This is great. Got one more in the garden, and I'm hoping to have the same luck with it. You can do this too. Zucchini coming on. Another nice one down there. This plant made it through the bugs and is now kicking in, and it's just beautiful. And there's nothing I can do to save it. If I cover it, it's still gonna get cold enough that it's gonna go. But we got some really nice peanuts coming on here. I'm afraid if I just grab it and pull it up, I'll leave a whole bunch in the ground. Let's just loosen it as we go. And we'll go ahead and dry this in the greenhouse. Look at that. We got a whole bunch of peanuts all over the place that need to come up. And I guess I'll set them on my workbench in there. We got turmeric. I didn't know what would grow here. Even the turmeric they got planted late. We got some nice peanuts here. I'm gonna loosen those up. Look at that. Look at that. That's great. We'll go ahead and put these in the greenhouse and we'll move on down. As the summer went on, these took off and kind of did pretty well, I think. Got some pretty good ones there. It was 75 degrees this morning, and then that cold front hit us. And it's about 45 right now. Oh yeah, just loaded with peanuts. Okay, I'm just gonna go back and forth to the greenhouse. Although with the rain we had, it loosened this up and just making pulling these pretty easy. You see where the tomatoes have made it up over the top of the trellis and all the way back down to the ground? I'll come back through here this weekend and we'll take all the green ones off. And that's it for the tomatoes. Even if I covered them, even under the plastic, these will not survive. We're pretty happy with the companion planting with the tomatoes. The one thing is, peanuts take a little more water than the tomatoes do. So that may be an issue if you're gonna do this. Look at that. We got tons of peanuts coming up. That is beautiful. One peanut produced all of that. I didn't plant very many in between these. They sure did fill out nice though. See, that's great. Let me get this in the greenhouse. Got another little patch here. Isn't that great? There's a bunch of peanuts just off of that one plant. That plant got big. You can do this too. And I don't know if you saw when I took that one up. Companion planting. Anybody ever say you can't have enough beets? If you remember in the spring, I put beets in between these. We definitely got some more peanuts over here. That's not too bad. I got another one here. So I just put peanuts in as ground cover here, there, and yonder. I think we're gonna have a pretty good little harvest once these dry. There's a little patch of bok choy, spinach, and Swiss chard. They're gonna take this cold no problem. Now we got some good news and some bad news about the rain. The turmeric's coming up pretty good, but it's coming up kind of muddy. So I'm just pulling this. We'll get it out of the ground. We'll clean it up the house. So we got a huge turmeric harvest this year. There's our worms. All right, now the ginger. Oh, I guess that's not gonna ripen up. I go right in the mulch pile. Now I've never grown ginger before, so I'm not even sure how this is gonna come out of the ground. Maybe if I loosen this up, let's see what we get. I'm gonna go kind of straight in underneath it, just to loosen it up. It's kind of like archaeology work. Let's see what we got. Oh, look at that. This is coming out pink. Look how pretty that is. Let's break some of this apart and see what we got. This was just one clove, I thought, and this smells really good. I understand this is a cousin to the turmeric. That is beautiful. Look at those. Leave a comment down below and tell me if these are ripe. They're as ripe as they're going to get in my garden. And I found in Oklahoma orange turmeric, I guess in pink ginger, and this is the original right here. That's where this all came from. That is great. Now we got orange turmeric, and our worms are helping. Oh, I better ought to loosen this up. It doesn't go down very deep, but I don't want to lose any of that. That is wonderful. More archaeology work. The lost civilization. These are not giant cloves, but ginger goes a long ways, and there's a whole lot of it. This is wonderful. So what do you think of the garden's first ever ginger crop? Not enough to make any ginger ale. Not a bad ginger, turmeric, and peanut harvest. I still have sweet potato slips and basil. We're probably just going to bring them in the house. We can up pot them after the sun goes down. And our October planting, we've got a nice row of spinach coming up. We've got a nice couple rows of beets coming up. We even got carrots that are germinating. And we also have cabbage coming up. We're going to go ahead and cover these with plastic totes. This bed's going to be just fine. The sad thing is, no matter what I do, I'm going to lose this squash and I'm going to lose this okra. But well, I still can. I can eat. And that's why we do it. That's why we take all the trouble to come out here when it gets cold and try to save as much as we can. Because it tastes great. You can do this too. And until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant. Let's go plant garden.